on? What's up? You know what time it is? It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's number one urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live, and it's Monday. Happy holidays to everybody. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I hope you gave thanks to, I don't believe in the pilgrims and all that kind of stuff, but I just hope you gave thanks to your family. Somebody is calling my phone. They must don't have a clue that I'm on the Chop Shop. Y'all, I got new little gadgets and stuff over the weekend. So, and let me tell you something. Somebody called me. Jimmy texted me and said, "Man, I'm coming home early today because it's gonna be something gonna happen. I don't know. Y'all tell me. I don't know what the hell's happening out here." And then Kareem, hold up. I saw somebody. Let me go back up to the top. What's her name? Who was it? First, hold up. Starting five quickly. I love you, but D. Holcomb, Rod Wells, Daryl Barnes, Thad Moody. Daryl, I got your email. Kimberly Jackson, and the sixth man is Troy Callahan. What's up, Paul Miranda? Hey, Kim Jackson. Poke Kim Jackson to run a damn coach out of town, man. Karima said, "Let's go. It should be interesting today." What the hell happened? Where the hell have I been on the rock? Karima, what happened this weekend? Jimmy talking about, y'all see that I am far removed from some of the stuff that happens in this basketball community. If you ain't talking about a pro, I probably don't know about it until late. But before we go anywhere, let me shout out there. Hey, Yvette, let me shoot everybody out there. What's going on? Y'all got to better say it better. These dudes out here, don't mess with Texas. I saw the tweet, Paul Miranda. I think I liked the tweet. Don't mess with Texas. I hope that's what it's about. I hope it ain't no mess, because some of y'all a little messy. Yeah, Kim done got the coach run off, y'all. What's up, Alfio? Hey, Mindy, I miss you. Don't be bringing up no Cyber Monday. Don't be bringing up the that crap. Unless you gonna. Only reason you got to put a adjective on there. Black Cyber Monday. Unless you paying for a black business, Alfio, I don't want to hear about no Cyber Monday. Because those people who we finna go spend all that money on today, they don't give a fat rat's ass about you, okay? So guess what? If it's gonna be Cyber Monday, let's make sure we talk about, let's make sure it's black businesses we support, okay? You know how I am. Cyber Monday, my man, that colonizer attitude. Hey, Mindy, Kenneth Lofton, what's up? Terrence Foley, what's up? Thanksgiving tournament shenanigans, I guess. Let me see. Y'all make sure Kim all right. Somebody hug Kim over this. Kim, somebody give Kim a hug. Y'all, I don't know how to send that emoji out. Somebody send Kim an emoji hug for me. Man, the coach just ran off. How the hell you gonna run off on Kim Jackson or Lincoln Riley? I got to talk to old Lincoln Riley. Let me see. I saw, hold up. Saw Rod Wells this weekend. Hold up. You ain't looking at ESPN either. Richardson. Oh, I know about Richardson now. That ain't nothing. You know what? I don't think that's it. Oh, Karima said a lot of basketball, good games, new teams making them up. Okay. Thank you, Karima. Okay. Y'all help me out. Karima, give me some new teams that made a mark. Because I didn't get that memo. New teams that make a mark. Let's see. What's up, Jonathan Bob? Yeah, talking about Cyber Monday. Yeah, you right. I love you, Alfio, but don't be mad. You know I don't play that. Prairie View coach leaving. Which Prairie View coach leaving? Man, what the hell is going on? Hold up, y'all. Let me put my thing on side. What the hell? Hey, I want to know. Am I out here messing with Kim? Y'all know I'm mad around here. But Lincoln Riley would have got that money, Kim. Kim, you know you can't get mad. You'd have left too. Hold on, y'all. I had to have that. Shadow Creek, Westfield, and Marshall all look good to me this weekend. Okay, those are not surprise teams. I didn't see a lot of the games this weekend, y'all. When my family come to town, y'all get my son and daughter came to town, man. It was so great having them with me this weekend. Uh, Matter of fact, Robert ain't seen a high school basketball game since he left here. That's in 2000, almost 2013. Maybe came back once again. I don't know. But we went over to shout out to Rick Nelson and his event, Jimmy, and his events, Thanksgiving hoop. I don't know all these hoops given. Y'all, I get these names mixed up now. But shout out to all the guys who prevent Glenn Smith giving a great event up there in Dallas, man. Shout out to all of these guys, and I'm calling these guys out because all of those guys have something in common. All of those guys come from our community, and I'm gonna tell you we're gonna talk about it a little bit because let me tell you something. I don't think, and it's just me. It's Robert Hatter talking. I don't know if y'all, we as a people, supported them like we should have. I've been hearing some little ramblings here and rumblings here and rumblings here. And in the next few days, I'm gonna share with y'all because I think the reason I want to share this with y'all because I think if we share it and talk about it and have a conversation about it, we'll be able to move forward about this stuff. It's a lot of mess going on in summer basketball. And let's just see how we can limit some of the mess. And you don't have to go to this event because this guy might get mad at you don't go to this event. That is some childish ass crap. And I can't wait to talk about it this week. We ain't gonna talk about it today because I don't want to spend too much. We're gonna talk about positive stuff today. And then later on this week, we got to find out why I'm sitting there, man. Let me tell you something. We had two guys give great event. We had Jimmy had an event. Rick had an event. Rick had 50 teams. My son walked in there. He fell in love. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I guess me and my son just alike. He fell in love with Kristen Big, little son too. We didn't see many games, so if everybody, I didn't see your games, but certain games that I saw, Shaquille, I liked him. I saw Texas in the building watching him. The kids at Episcopal. So I don't see that's Doug Jones. I promise you, he saw every game. He saw every Jeffrey Day saw every game. Robert Hatter I just picked certain guys that I want to see, and and Kristen Begg, Justin Begg is just. I like watching him play. I like watching him play, and because you gotta understand, I know him when he was a little bitty boy, just around the gym, and then when you see a little kid grow up, and then having that, it does something to you, y'all. It just does something to you. The Bayou Classic, Yvette said it was great. Yvette, did the t-shirts work out for you? Yvette, I came this close to going to the Bayou Classic. If my kids wasn't here, if they wanted to go, we would have went. But they were just here. They wanted to see their families. My sons got the chance to see a lot of my family, but people came from Memphis. He said, Dad, it's the first time I got everybody can see everybody at the same time. And let me tell you something, right on cue, I want to say happy birthday to a special lady, a special Mika Cryer. Happy birthday to her, one of the greatest moms, class personified, how a parent, mother, parent should be in this summer basketball. And I take my hat off to her today. Happy birthday. And it's also, y'all, Adam Clayton Powell's birthday today. They ain't gonna recognize it around the world. It might not be on CNN, but on the Chop Shop, November the 29th every year, we gonna celebrate. We're gonna celebrate Adam Clayton Powell. Just like we celebrated Martin Luther King birthday. This man, if you go and look up what I've been looking and see the accomplishments that he made for us, let me tell you something. You would wonder why in the hell he don't have a birthday. I'm serious when you go. But shout out to Mika. Shout out to Adam Clayton Powell. Let me tell you something. It's just a breath of fresh air when you meet people in this community that's not in all that mess. Just class personified. The aptitude of class. Shout out to Mika Cryer. Shout out to Adam Clayton Powell. Yeah, I mentioned them in the same, and yeah, in the same breath. But Adam Clayton Powell's birthday is today. Mika's was, I think, yesterday. This weekend. So, what else I had? I had a couple of things because Jimmy will be on just shortly. Just want Lee Elder, the first black player to compete in the Masters, a golfer, four-time winner on the PGA Tour. He died at the age of 87. Uh, 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 and I saw something. We're gonna talk about this during the week too, because a 16-year-old kid named Tony Humphrey is a high school baseball star. When he joined the track team, the coach told him he gained speed by running from the police. This racist comment was absolutely unacceptable. Thankfully, Tony will be taking his talents elsewhere, and that coach has resigned. I got the video of it. I'll play it during this week. But those are the kind of things that we have to go through sometimes in this situation. But shout out to all the guys. And then somebody sent me early this morning. Somebody sent me talking about when I talk about high school basketball. So I jumped the gun. They said it's on Saturday, November the 27th. I don't know if any of you was there. Concordia Lutheran sophomore class, 2024 kid named Hunter Bowman dropped 50 points and a win against Bel Air High School, 76-47. They said the historic junior varsity basketball tournament. The tournament was in honor of the late Robert Lee Shaw. He was a coach at Houston Sterling High School, and it was his 30th anniversary. So shout out to that young man. I don't know him, Hunter. Shout out to you, Hunter, because I don't care if you're Hunter. I don't care if you're in the rec league. If you score 50 points, Hunter, you're all right with me. But I like the guys that put the ball in the basket. So shout out to Hunter. De'Aaron Fobb said a kid, we talked about him the other day. Amari Ambery is in California doing his things. He came to Atlanta this weekend and put on a show. Oh, thank you, Fobb. Thank you. Don't mess with Texas, because that kid from Texas now. Don't mess with Texas. Now that's what's Thanksgiving about, spending time with the family. Glad. Yeah, I had a good time with my family, y'all, this weekend. Hunter can shoot it. Thank you, Lawrence Pay. I love Hunter. Well, if Hunter can shoot it like that, Lawrence Pay, what the hell he doing on the JV team? Somebody help me with that one. If Hunter can shoot it that well, why is he on the JV team? I'm asking for a friend. A shout out to, hey, Ken Lofton. Shout out to Ken Lofton Jr. He had a monster weekend this weekend. And it got a little lost. Hey, Tamika. Hey, y'all. I can't wait till Jimmy get on here. Tamika, how you doing? Can't wait. You know how some people just disappear. People used to watch the show all the time, and they just disappear. And y'all, listen what? I called it out. I said, Tamika must got a boyfriend. Guess what? Tamika not only got a boyfriend, Tamika done got her fiance and about to have her husband. So shout out to Tamika O'Neal. I'm watching Tamika. Y'all, she used to be on the show every day. When Junebug showed up, I think his name, I ain't gonna call his name because she might not want me to call his name, but he know who he is. But when he showed up, I like that though, Tamika. I like that because when you get new things in your life, certain things change, and I understand that. So shout out to Tamika and on her upcoming nuptials. Make sure I have an invitation. So Chop Shop gonna be in the building. Let me look at the face. Let me look at the feed up there. Let me see. Hey, Robert Reiser. Brandon. Yeah, Brandon. She ran off on us, Brandon. She ran off. Somebody said Eric Deming. Deming of Duncanville, big time performance this weekend. The guy come off the bench. Yes, thank you. Let me tell y'all something before Jimmy get here. Let me tell you something. Cause y'all know how he is. we Dallas, Texas. Texas showed up this weekend, man. I don't know how the in the tournaments. I know Duncanville. You know I love them. You know I rave about them. He just talked about the Demons kid. That one of the guy Duncanville just man. I'm just so proud of them coaches, man. Let me tell you something. Let me show y'all something. I don't know I don't do this that much, but this kind of got me. It's kind of got me. It's kind of got me a little bit. Uh, Take a look at that picture, ladies and gentlemen, and send it to all the college coach, high school coaches in town. Every last one of the coaches is up cheering for this team. No, just take a picture of that. I've been to some games this weekend. The assistant coaches sitting over there like they going to one of them damn funerals with Jimmy. By the way, Jimmy liked funerals. But I asked about, because they always talk about the culture and all that. I asked about what goes on. Y'all look at that, man. Have you seen it? Brandy, I ain't never seen it, Brandy. Brandy, do me a favor. The next time y'all see it, y'all go show it to me. Y'all go show it to me, because I know some coaches go, Robert, you ain't talking about us, coach. Your ass ain't did this. I haven't seen I seen the head coach jump up, but I haven't seen those guys. And then I found out these guys, they do more with the kids. I don't know. Some of y'all might do this too. These kids go do outings. They do this together. They go both. They go have dinner over there. A parent will cook for each. How many parents that went and invite everybody to their house and they cook for everybody? Listen. Let me not down nobody else. I'm talking. Let me lift these guys up. Give me a minute. Let me lift these guys up, man. Yes, I'm going to leave it on the screen because that's important to me. It's important to me. These guys, man, hollering and cheering these kids on. And they get on them. But, you know, it reminds me of something. That's why we got to lift each other up. It reminds me of something, y'all. The other day, and Jimmy, I wish you ain't gonna be able. Hold on, I got to find. I want to share some about it. It don't hurt us to lift another person up. I'm gonna talk about this right quick, and then if Jimmy come in, he'll just come in. I'm gonna finish it though. About lifting people up. I saw something last week, and I was gonna save it to Women Rock Wednesday, but remember I told y'all, women rock every day on this show. Let's share the show because your friends might want to hear this. Share the show right now because this show's supposed to be some stuff about I don't know what the hell it is, but I thought this was important the other day. You remember last week I talked about the verses between Chaka Khan and Stephanie Mills. Remember I came on the show, Women Rock Wednesday. I talked about it. And in case you don't know, Versus is a showcase between two artists that evolved organically during the COVID pandemic. It started when D Nice started doing club quarantine. You know, everybody in the, we didn't have nowhere to go. So the guy started playing music. I didn't like it because guess what? I play my own music. I got sound system all over this joint. I didn't know the phenomenon of it, but a lot of people were going crazy over Instagram. I wasn't gonna listen to music on my phone. That way I didn't understand that. But I forgot you can put it through your app. I guess you can put it through your app on your TV. I don't know. But I saw this, y'all, and want to share this. You remember I just lifted those coaches up? Let me show you. Let me show you. I do this all the time. He go Instagram and start DJing. We talk about D Nice. Then some people, it was amazing nights for people who didn't have nowhere to go during the pandemic. But everything was shut down. Everybody was miserable. But Versus was a phenomenon that came out of that same era of club quarantine, which featured two artists of similar discographies, and they would go back and forth. I remember the first one that was crazy. I talked about it on the show. Babyface was classy, and then Teddy Riley tried to go over the top with a production. His stuff wouldn't work. Babyface was, so it was just, it was cool. It was cool. Now it's gotten a little bit more corporate. The sponsors then came in. It's not as cool as it used to be, but the reason I want to share this word, there was a verses between Shaka and Stephanie Mills, these two iconic goddess of the microphone. It started off late, about an hour late. It was almost instantly clear that something was wrong, ladies and gentlemen. And I heard some people talking negative about it. You got to understand though, when you're discussing what may I perceive as a failing of an elder, I'm just not comfortable with that. When you're talking about one of our icons and, to get on there and talk about it, I'm just not, I wasn't raised that way. I respect my elders. I respect the people who came before me. But a lot of people were saying some harsh stuff about Shaka Khan that night. I was raised, Robert, if you can't say something nice, just don't say nothing, right? But something was off in this thing. Shaka didn't show up in her best self. It was a lot of speculation that she might have been under influence. Stephanie could have taken this time to shine on her own. I want y'all to hear this now. Stephanie Mills could have taken this shine. Robert Hatter could have taken this time to just talk about this. I didn't have to shine the light on Duncanville's coaches. Okay? Check this out. Stephanie could have taken that time to shine on her own. Have you ever had a moment in your life where you and someone else and that was doing something, and that somebody didn't show up as their best self, and you could have taken advantage of a situation to outshine them and basically destroy their reputation, or allow them and their lack of preparation destroy themselves in a particular way? Have that ever happened to you? It has to me. This wasn't quite that, but it was something like that. Stephanie Mills, while recognizing, ladies and gentlemen, that was an opportunity for both of them, not just for her. Stephanie Mills held Shaka Khan down. Y'all, she held her down. What I saw on that stage was Stephanie recognizing that her sister was not able to be in her best mode. And I saw Stephanie stand up and sing Shaka's words to Shaka while Shaka was singing. You got to listen to this, y'all. A lot of us are some selfish ass people. Stephanie Mills didn't have to do this. Everybody, a lot of people in our community just want to shine. Stephanie stood up and started singing Shaka's songs, the words to her. Shaka's songs. We saw Stephanie get up and pump her sister up and encourage the crowd to root for her. We saw Stephanie Mills be the goddess on the stage. That's it. She said, I know something is wrong here, but it's beyond my control. And if it continues, it might make my sister look bad. So what I'm going to do is stand in the gap. Boom, boom, room. Stand in the gap. I know some of y'all ain't never stood in the gap for nothing. I understand. But let's change it. What I'm going to do is ensure that I'm doing my best to make sure that this beautiful soul, a woman who I grew up in this industry with, is going to have the support she needs, and she did exactly that. I lack the examples of womanhood and sisterhood that I saw on that stage. Where is the brotherhood, basketball community, event operation community? Where is the manhood and the brotherhood in this community? She gave us a real world example of what it means to hold your sister down at a time when she didn't have to. Don't have to, didn't have to, but she chose to do it out of the abundance of love and out of what we are to each other. Ladies and gentlemen, in this basketball community, y'all know what's going on. Imagine if some of them guys in this community had the spirit of Stephanie Mills. My sister was down. I know you do, Paul. Paul, we ain't talking about you. I'm not talking about nobody. I'm just talking about, I'm throwing this positive energy in the air. Imagine. She could have let her fail. Then she'd have been up there. I'm Stephanie Mills. I told her. No. She saw her sister was struggling. But Paul, everybody ain't got to do it. Paul, if enough of us do it, guess what? We don't have to worry about them. You know, some people just ain't worth it. Some people just ain't worth it, Paul. Some of them watch this show. Ain't worth 4 dead flies. But guess what? Shout out to sisterhood, womanhood, and we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. Jimmy will be on the show. But I just wanted, I wanted y'all to understand that because I think it's needed in this community. You ain't got to, I ain't got to like you, but I'm going to lift you up. I'm not going to let you look bad in front of everybody else. Chop Shop, we'll be back in a minute.
How are you going to be on the stage? How are you going to get from off the bench to on the floor? If you love basketball, you got to be passionate about what you do. You can't just play just to play.
If you really want it, you'll need to make sacrifices. You'll face doubt. You will fail. Whether or not you succeed, that choice.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show. And guess what? As on cue, I think I'm going to be able to bring Jimmy in. Like right there he is, right there. Wow. Okay. And what? I got to remember, boy, if I didn't know you had on white, I went change. I'm going to go change on the break.
No.
I'm going to go change on the break. I'm changing on the break.
It's cream. Tan.
Okay, mine's white. What's up, girl? Jimmy, why don't you text me and tell me what the hell happened over this long weekend that you texted me? People talking about it's gonna be, what happened in high school basketball other than Richardson, sending them California boys ass back here, Jimmy, right, send them back like a turkey going through the cone. California came to this city, to this state and ran back, and then hold up, and then Duncanville went up there and whooped on the best team money can buy. Sierra Candy, dude. What the hell happened? I don't know, because y'all know a little bit more than me. I was busy hanging with my family this weekend. I couldn't go everywhere. But what's up, man? The man said you got a temptation now. They say you're looking like you're looking like Eddie Kane, Paul Williams or somebody. Eddie Kane. No, he ain't Eddie Kane. Eddie Kane Jr.
Walk there, man.
What's going on, man?
Let's just dive right on into it.
Let's dive into it.
Normally we talk about some pro NBA stuff.
No.
Then we'll talk about some college football that took place and some couple of upsets and all that right there. Normally we'll talk about some college basketball with Baylor winning the battle. I call
Atlanta.
it the voyage to Atlanta.
The Battle of Atlanta.
I played off the Isley Brothers, a voyage to Atlantis.
Okay.
But right now, it would be a total disservice if we didn't dive right into the elephant in the building, not the room, the elephant in the lobby. Before you even walk in, the elephant is right in the valet section. Before you even get out the car, you see the elephant.
What happened?
And that is, it's a topic and it's a subtopic.
Okay.
Texas basketball.
Okay.
Subtopic: Duncanville
basketball
and Richardson.
Okay.
See, first, Richardson High School is being vastly overshadowed by Duncanville's success. Richardson High School, they're undefeated this season. They featured a young man, Carson Wallace. Cason Wallace. I'm tripping. That's what the announcer called him on the
That's
thing.
all right. That's all right. He one of my Jimmy.
And
He about to be one of my nephews.
I was laughing and mimicking it the whole damn weekend, telling other guys, and I done said it myself. But anyway, Cason Wallace and Colin Smith, and these guys came to Houston 2 weeks ago. They won the McDonald's Texas Invitational, which is held in Pasadena. It's the largest high school tournament in the country.
Yes.
Largest don't mean it's the strongest. It don't mean it's the deepest. It doesn't mean it's the best. It's the largest, but it is good. But it's the largest in the country. Largest meaning the amount of teams, boys and girls. That's what makes it the largest. They have 48 boys, 24 girls in that tournament. And it is totally completed in a 72-hour window. So they won this event. Mean Richardson, Texas.
Jim, just stop, because I don't want, and maybe you meant, who is Colin Smith?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You meant Rylan.
Rylan
Because
Griffin
you the one told me about Rylan.
Alabama. Yeah,
you the one told me about
I got it on my note.
Don't
Rylan
go
played in there. I mean, Colin played on another team that was from Arizona.
Okay.
But I'm going ahead of myself when I was talking a while ago.
Oh, okay.
So thanks.
Okay.
For the correction on that.
Okay.
That was Cason Wallace and of course Rylan Griffin. Cason is signed with Kentucky. Rylan is signed with Alabama. And these two young men, they are the focal points of the Richardson High School team. And they came to Houston last week, won the tournament. They played against Clearbrook in the championship. Clearbrook was undefeated at the time. Clearbrook had been, they featured two siblings, Chemo and Smurf Melinder. Mm-hmm. They call them the Millie Boys. Mm-hmm. And in that particular game, it was very spirited. Clearbrook went up early on Richardson. They had the energy going, you're going through your game plan, you get up. And then midway through the first quarter, the younger of the Millie boys suffered, he banged a knee, accidental, going up the ball, banged knees with a player, and he appeared to get the bad end of the knee bump. And he went out. The trainer tended to him. As the trainer tending to him, that lead had evaporated. Richardson was in front, and was in control, assumed control of the game. He came back in, tried to work it out. He had to go back out in the second quarter. It just wasn't the same. Young player, so mentally, that knee was bothering him, even though we know it was hurting physically. Mentally, it was bothering him as well. He stayed out the rest of the half, come back in the second half, and he got his groove in. The game was Richardson was in control. Clearbrook makes a late charge, closes this thing down to one possession. They end up losing by 4 points. I think it was 65-61. So in that game, the people from Clearbrook, remember I tell you guys, sometimes a loss can feel like a win. And sometimes a win can feel like a loss. Meaning that you ever played a team that they feel like you're supposed to beat the devil out of us. You got these two guys, they're 2 Power 5 players, but one is a lock for the McDonald games. The other one is it's like a queen and bidding on a queen in spades. It's impossible. But Clearbrook played you to within 4 points, and they left that building saying we're playing the What If song. And we'll get off into the What If song. People play it a lot, and I tell people be careful which one you play it, because Sierra Canyon played the same song, and a lot of other people, what if, Beaumont United played that song early on, what if, when they lost to Cy Ranch. What if if a certain player was 100%, or what if a certain player had played, or what if this didn't happen, he didn't get put out, he didn't lead the game, what if, and how do you have the perfect comeback about the what ifs when you talk about your auntie, your old auntie who baked those pies, and what you say about your auntie if your auntie did add what?
If my auntie had a beard, I would be nice today. If my auntie had a beard, she'd be my uncle.
and P standing up. That's what I added to the end of it. And P standing up. So Clearbrook feels like, okay, well, if young Smurf hadn't got hurt, man, we probably could have beat these boys. Yeah, but you didn't. And it happened. And it happened for, just take it and run with it. Use it as motivation and move forward. Well, Richardson, in this event, they played Arizona Compass. And this team was listed on one of the polls as number 1 among the prep schools in the country. After the game, Richardson not only won the game, I was there. I flew up to Dallas. They manhandled this Arizona team from beginning to end. It's kind of, put it like this. For those of you who witnessed Duncanville versus Wheeler, it was the identical thing that happened in that game. I mean, you jumped out to a big lead in the first quarter and double-digit lead and never looked back. And the rest of the way, the other team probably played 500 even basketball the rest of the way. But once you got down by 20-ish, you broke even the rest of the way. So then you can use that as a talking point in defeat to say, well, man, you see, we played these guys. We probably outscored them after this point, but we just got behind her. Well, yes. Let me tell you something, Heather.
So wait a minute, Jimmy. You mean California was having excuses?
This was Arizona first.
I was down. Okay, come on. All right.
Arizona first.
Okay.
And you know how it is when we down in South in Texas, Arizona folk, California folk. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna let y'all know something that y'all probably didn't know about Texas. We really lump y'all together to us. Y'all didn't know that, but Arizona, to some of us down there, we didn't look at them. We know how California look, but Arizona might well be in California for some Texas.
Good point.
Same thing for Nevada. I'm telling you, we y'all the same.
Yeah.
Really, seriously. So here's the narrative after the game was Richardson's upsets this team Compass, Arizona. And here's the thing. Normally the upset is the game that the team that not supposed to win, they come and they find a way to pull off the David versus Goliath. Hell, they beat the shit out of them. That ain't called an upset.
Jimmy,
That's beyond upset.
Wait a minute. Was this the number? Why did they name these guys the number one team in the country?
That's exactly. So then this is what I do. I say, well, the more appropriate thing to do is to question the person, the individual.
Who?
See, behind every one of these, see, the rank, a lot of the rankings have a brand that they're behind, that the platform for which publishes them. But that platform has a person or maybe a committee that determines who has the final say on it. Right? So now the person who is, it's not, to me, the problem isn't so much as you ranking them as number one. What makes it looks 40 times worse is that Richardson was nowhere in the mix. You see, Richardson was nowhere in the mix. So that makes it look worse. So that means now I'm telling you guys know, I'm on that side of the fence, guys. And I'm explaining to you how we solved that from Texas. We go, and I want to say, did anybody know what platform it was that had them number one? Somebody told me it was Max Prep. I have not went to confirm myself, Adam, if it was Max Prep or not. I'm sure they have not updated their rankings in 48 hours. So if it's Max Prep, let me know. That way now we may be able to, we can go and we would be able to determine who's the individual that should be accountable. Because had they ranked Richardson accordingly, right, in a certain range, they had to be in the top 10, in the top 20. But had Richardson been ranked accordingly, then they would have known what kind of punch they had.
You think they came out here, thought they finna play on a bunch of country boys from Texas?
No, they knew about the two guys, but then what happens is, and even in Texas, guess what? We just had Favre on the Chop Shop just last week. We were talking about Richardson, and he said it himself. Man, that's all they got is them two players.
Yeah,
man, that's not that team. They okay, but that's all they got.
Yeah.
Well, guess what, guys? In many cases, if that's all they got is a guy that's going to Kentucky that's a lock for the McDonald game, and another guy in the backcourt with him that's going to Alabama that's really, 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 really good, sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes that's all you need.
And Jimmy, I love that big dude in the middle too. He don't play no games.
He the bruiser.
Yes, sir.
Big bruiser.
Yes, sir.
And see, and so Richardson, first of all, Duncanville, we getting y'all getting guys. I understand. First of all, see, Richardson, Hatter, and Duncanville used to be in the same district, or in the same region.
Okay.
The realignment, they can't meet each other any way they meet would be at the Final Four. They have to go to state. The only way they can meet each other right now would be to go to state. And both teams are heavy favorites in their respective regions. And I think Duncanville is in region 2. I think Richardson is in region 1? Yeah, San Antonio region is region 4. So now back to this. Let me tell you something. When you have, that's like Golden State Warriors minus Clay. Remember when the season first started, how we were saying all they have is Steph Curry and Draymond. Remember at the beginning of the season, Wiggins had pissed half the country off over the COVID stuff. So you really wasn't ready to acknowledge that Wiggins was back at the time, right? So think about who else. Name another player on that Golden State team, right? So think about it. That's all you need sometimes. Is those two stars that
Jimmy, but it's good to have three, Jimmy. But
yes, you're gonna make a third one, and Wiggins is turned into that third one right now. So during that, the third one gonna get in where he fits in. So back to this Richardson team. Hey man, props to you guys because Richardson game was first. Richardson set the tone by pulling off that huge win on Saturday. That was a huge win because they dominated. They had. I don't know if Cason Wallace actually, I saw some sweat on his forehead, but I'm not even certain his jersey was wet after the game was over. I'm not even certain his jersey was wet after the game was over.
Okay.
So then the tone was set right then. So I mean, now all Duncanville have to do, and going into the weekend, I was like, if Duncanville split, they're in good shape because they have to go back on December the 7th and play Montverde in Phoenix. Then they leave there and go to Salt Lake City at Glenn Smith's third leg of his Hoop Fest.
Who, Duncanville? Who, Richardson?
Duncanville. They were Duncanville.
Okay.
They're going to play in Phoenix on December the 7th, December the 9th. They play Montverde on a Thursday evening in Phoenix, and then they will fly over, leave there and go straight to Salt Lake City and play in the Hoop Fest. Mm-hmm. Because if they were lost now, they had time to redeem it because, don't get it twisted, going into that, playing at Montverde would have made up for losing to a Sierra Canyon or a Centennial. But they beat both of them. Duncanville did. Now, see, the end result shows that Duncanville has to improve on their ability to close out games. They have to improve on their ability to close out.
Jimmy, it's hard when you play that many people, though. When you play that many people,
mm-hmm.
it's just me by being around this game. When you play that many people, it's hard to get somebody to get a groove to close out the game. I think that's the problem. And I know Coach know this, but whenever you play a whole lot of people, I know some of the coaches can attest to this. It's hard to have that back. Jimmy, because you always got a closer. You got to have a closer, and
mm-hmm.
and they're gonna have to figure that out. I'm glad you brought that up, and I hope that coaches are already ahead of the game on that one. He just got to figure that out. Yeah.
You know, now, of course, we're talking Duncanville. We ask you guys right now, if you take out the time to share the show right now.
Yeah.
If you're watching us on YouTube, then you can simply give us a thumbs up and you can share the show. Hit that share button and send it out to your social media platforms. And if you would be so kind to do so as we talk, there's other people that follow you or they may be your friends that could very well get some of this conversation. They can enjoy it, or join it. And but we're talking
Jim,
right now Texas basketball.
Could you help me a little bit? Paul Miranda just said props to McKinney for showing Richardson that they are beatable. McKinney played against Richardson. What happened? Paul, what do you mean?
Yeah, I wasn't
props
there on Friday.
McKinney
I don't know.
For showing Richardson. Oh, McKinney must play the team first.
Oh, McKinney played the Compass team the day before.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So McKinney had, and it was a tight game.
Okay.
And McKinney will be in Houston on December the 9th through the 11th at the Cypress Hoops tournament.
I like that tournament.
And they will be amongst they're one of the top seeds in that thing there. The schedule was released this morning. We have the brackets posted on rcssports.com. You go into the VIP news. I put it in there for VIP subscribers to get it first. That schedule in the brackets are out. It's no pool play. It's straight bracket. Go to the left or go to the right. But back to this conversation about Texas basketball and Duncanville. Duncanville versus Sierra Canyon. Of course, first of all, on the first night, Duncanville beat Centennial. The thing about both wins was Duncanville held double-digit leads over both. Right?
Jimmy, you finna talk about Duncanville. Jimmy, I got to play this, Jimmy. Because your dude didn't send me, you usually send me some stuff about your tournament. But this play right here sums up it all for me, Jimmy. Jimmy, you remember I told y'all, I said, who do this guy play like? Jimmy, he remind me of Grant Hill in high school. That's who he remind. That's why it was so hard. He remind me of Grant Hill. Somebody go back and look at Grant Hill in high school. And that's my compare. I hate to compare people, but I say he remind me of somebody. He remind me of somebody. But Grant Hill. But I didn't go finish. I just wanted to interject because I know you was going to talk about Duncanville. That play right there at your event, that kid was looking in the rim, y'all. I almost ran up out the gym. Jimmy, I'm sorry, y'all. I was close to the Jimmy, what's the name of your thing? Baller TV. Thank God the producer came over. He said, "Hey, Mr. Adams, hey, they can hear you on this mic. So watch what you say." Because I was right next to the Baller TV thing, and I had to adjust the way I was talking after that. So if y'all caught some on there earlier, charge it to me. Charge it to my head, not my heart. So come on, Jimmy.
Yeah, and so we of course the Duncanville had a double-digit lead on both Centennial and Sierra Canyon. Mm-hmm. They led Sierra Canyon by as many as 19. As many as 19 points. I think that was the largest lead in that particular game. And I was courtside. And as I watched that game, and one of the things sometimes, is, remember I told you guys, different layers. Is being at the game, is watching the game, is paying attention to the game. And I was paying attention to the game, as to that particular game, because that was my third time seeing Duncanville play this season. Remember, I saw them, they came to the season opener in Houston. They came back to Houston for the Hoops Giving Classic. And now I'm seeing them against Sierra Canyon. So it's my third time seeing Duncanville play. And so now it's time to pay attention to detail about certain things that you didn't get to see or you didn't get to pay attention to before. First thing that you notice, and Derek Daniels, you hit a bullseye with it. And that is the unity and the cohesiveness within the coaching staff. And they don't have problem. There's no Indian that's trying to be chief amongst their assistant coaches.
Jim, you talking about this kind of energy right here, Jim?
Yes. That energy, those guys, remember now, understand, I've had the opportunity to evaluate them beyond the court. You see, that's the thing now. I'm one of the rare persons in the United States of America that has multiple times to evaluate them out of town in the same month. Think about that. So I mean, I'm evaluating them at the hotels. I'm evaluating the players at the hotels. I'm watching to see how many players go out the door if I'm in the lobby getting me a late sip on as I'm just watching, and want to see if they're going unsupervised and they're going to walk on them and nobody. I'm watching all of that when I bring my teams in from out of town. I'm watching to see if the coaches, I'm just watching how they move, how it goes, what makes them click. This team right here, they have the it. This team from Duncanville High School is one of those teams that will get together every 10 years and meet up with their families for a picnic or something like that. That's what I see with that right there. They have the it. This the type of team that's going to bring, every player is going to bring their kid to meet Coach Peavy when he's in his rocking chair. They're gonna coach, this is my son right here. Coach this, and then a couple of years later, coach, this is my grandboy right here. Yeah, This is that type of team.
Right.
And if you think I'm joking, I'm gonna put something on your hearts right now. When the last time any of y'all done that with your kids to your ex-high school coach? You see, I'm putting it on your heart right now.
My son ain't old enough. My son ain't got no babies.
Have you took your son to your high school coach to meet him?
He dead.
Well, I mean, my condolences. But I'm saying, so
No.
you get what I'm saying.
No, you're right.
get what
You're
I'm
right,
saying?
though. Yeah.
I'm putting it on your heart.
Yeah.
Guys,
That's a good point.
that means about how much, let you know how much room you have for growth.
No, that's a
of
great
getting
point.
better.
That's a great. But Jimmy, keep talking. I got to bring Chris in. He's in the green room. I'm gonna bring him. You just keep talking.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
And
keep
so
talking.
we're talking Duncanville basketball. And in this game over Sierra Canyon, that's the team that features Bronny James. And of course, Amari Bailey didn't play, and young Isaiah, that's the sophomore. He did not play. He's considered the top 5 on ESPN in the country in their national ranking. So those two guys didn't play. Same.
Jimmy, why? Jimmy, why didn't they play? If they ducking, you know, because these people call it ducking. If you didn't play, why did they play?
I didn't even ask. I know I was told that Amari Bailey practiced with the team the day before. So I was told that. So before the game, I was expecting him to play. He practiced. It might have been one of those, you know, we'll see if he plays the next game or next week. Then it'll be one of those situations where, you know, I don't know. He didn't play. Or they might have felt that they could have beat them without that he didn't need to play. But here's the deal on this game. I told you what I noticed early on. I'm glad you're in, Chris. I want to explain. We're talking about Duncanville High School and Texas basketball. Duncanville, Anthony Black is, of course, he brings them a different dimension of leadership on this team because a lot of their front court, their entire front court, comes back next year.
Yeah.
Ashton Hardaway comes back. He's in 11th grade.
Yeah.
Right.
Cam.
Cam Barnes in 11th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Holland is in 11th grade.
Wow.
That whole front court comes back next year, amongst other players. But Anthony Black is the senior, and remember, his defense, he didn't shoot the ball well at all. He was horrible from the free throw line. Let's get it out the way right now.
Yeah.
He missed 4 out of 5 free throws in the fourth quarter. Down the stretch. They needed those free throws.
They needed them. Right.
To keep Sierra Canyon out of two possession territory.
Jimmy, how many games you give him though, Jimmy? Chris, how many games you give him, Jimmy? That's just
hold up. He's eligible now?
Yeah. Not eligible.
So what he's doing, Chris, you've been out the loop.
Yeah, you've been gone.
Anthony Black, his mom filed a temporary restraining order. She was granted a temporary restraining order from one of the judges in a civil court, which is the first time I've ever heard of that happening in basketball in the state of Texas. The temporary restraining order gives them up to about 14 days to where they would set a court date to seek an injunction. You get the temporary restraining order first. They have that. So now the date has been set, right, for the court hearing. And that date is going to be Monday, December the 13th. So it's after Phoenix when they play Montverde, after Salt Lake City. Then they'll come back and go to the hearing on that Monday morning. And
so he can play. So he can play till then.
Yeah.
He can play. It's a temporary restraining order. Now, however, when that hearing takes place and the judge, if by chance the judge is going to hear evidence that obviously was not presented able to be admitted or founded during the UIL hearing, if the judge rules in favor of the UIL, then Duncanville would have to forfeit every game that Anthony Black played in, which would basically be every game of the regular season up until that point. The superintendent of Duncanville ISD is on board with the basketball with this matter. He's the coach. He gave his blessings, and there's be no punishment for David Peavy for if they were to fight this good fight and not come out on a successful end. So they're okay with that. Now, what matters is, here's the thing that you guys don't see coming. If indeed Duncanville makes it to the state tournament, as they should, very much should. Normally, you take the team with the best record and play against the team with the worst record in the first round, in the semis. That means Duncanville gonna have about 7 losses. They're gonna be the worst. They're gonna be the 4th seed. So Richardson High School could come out of Region 1 with possibly maybe 1 loss. Give them 1 at the most. They'll be the 1 seed. Are they going to re-tinker with the rules and avoid those 2 DFW teams and split them? Or would they go with the 1 versus 4? That's going to be the question on that. But we're talking Duncanville, Chris, and that's what's happening with Anthony Black right now and his situation. But I'm loving this team. Has me motivated. They're fun to watch. They're long as hell. They defend all over the floor. They play. They can go and they can swap. It doesn't matter unless you get a big to swap on one of those little guards like Demons or something. But they communicate on that floor like you wouldn't believe. I'm talking without the ball on defense. Ron Holland is talking. Anthony Black is talking. Look, Eric Demings is talking. CJ Ford is talking. I mean, they're all talking. Guess what? And the thing why Sierra Canyon got behind so far against Duncanville, let's be real, turnovers. They couldn't protect the ball against these guys early on. And Duncanville went up by 19 like it wasn't nothing in the 3rd quarter. They went up, just cruising along. I mean, doing what they were supposed to. And understand, and it wasn't a good shooting night for Duncanville, Chris.
No.
They didn't shoot the ball well at all. And they won.
The other teams the ball over, you don't have to shoot well. Because, if you get points off turnovers, you don't have to shoot it well because you don't have to go against that half-court defense. You're playing transition the whole time. So it makes up for it.
Chris, I got a question for you because Jimmy was talking about their Achilles heel might be that they can't close. They don't close games out well. And I attribute it to because the games, Jimmy, I think I've watched them, 3 times too, I guess. Here, Dallas.
And you saw them against Dallas Kimball.
Yeah, then they came back. No, here.
You saw them 3.
Yeah, 3 times too. So, and what I saw is, Chris, they played so many guys. When those other guys come in who hadn't been in the game, Chris, how do you corral that? Because them guys who ain't been playing that much, they trying to get they trying to play too. You follow me? So they probably can't close the games as well because they play so many guys. Could you talk about that, Chris? I'm just curious.
Well, the games probably aren't tight. I don't know anything about the games, but if the games aren't tight, as soon as they start playing against real people, watch when they play Mount Verde and stuff like that, where they got like ridiculous talent. Watch that bench shorten.
Okay.
The bench is going to shorten. Okay. So as long as they can get ahead of people by 19, they'll play guys, and then because they think if they put their regular guys in, they can push the lead back out. But when they start playing playoffs and all that stuff, or they start playing tight competition, that bench will shorten a little bit. But you know what? I've never seen them, so I don't know. You know how good they are.
Right.
But I'm assuming that even their second 5 is good as most people's first 5.
Absolutely.
But it still comes down to rhythm and chemistry.
That's okay.
You know?
Right. But Chris, I saw Chris. You have got to see this kid, Anthony Black. I can't wait for you to see him.
No, I've seen him.
You've seen him. Okay.
I love Anthony Black.
I
love Anthony Black.
You know what happened, Chris? I saw glimpses of him. They talked about him, because I didn't go to no tournaments. You see the highlights. But when I saw this dude up close, I mean, it's just, I said, where has he been?
Grant Hill. I call him Grant Hill. That's what I call him.
Chris, you ain't been on the show, and I just said that.
Yeah, little baby Grant Hill. I mean, he's not the athlete Grant Hill was, but skill-wise, size-wise.
Whoa. So Grant, hold on. Grant Hill can put his head in and look in the rim. Anthony Black can look in the rim.
Now, listen, I'm not giving him that type of love yet until I see him.
Okay, hold on.
Games.
Stop. Don't worry about it, Jimmy.
Games.
Chris, take a look at this.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that type of athleticism.
Okay.
So okay. But again,
Chris did see him play in the last 6 months. We were at Pangos together and at Top 100 at NBPA Top 100 camp. So Chris got to see him in 2 different platforms this summer. So against some of the best best guys in the country.
But listen, when you say Grant Hill's in the Hall of Fame, man.
Yeah. No. I say in high school.
Grant Hill won 2 national championships. I mean, was it?
He's not talking about that. He's talking about the high at a high school measuring stick.
I'm saying Grant Hill was one of the top 5 players in the country coming out. I like Anthony Black. I'm just saying that. But here's what I'm not going to do, guys. Here's what I'm not going to fall.
I like that.
To. Okay. So you guys obviously know I'm on TV talking about these guys. I'm not giving dudes no love unless they earn it. I'm not watching this high school no more.
Okay.
Because a lot of this stuff is drummed up on Instagram, Twitter.
I respect that.
Highlights out there, and then when they get to the next level and play against those grown men, look like Tarzan, play like Jane.
I respect
That's what's happened with a lot of these freshmen out here because they're playing against grown men. Dudes got the COVID year. Dudes got the extra year. They're allowing these dudes to transfer. And this thing looking real, I'm just telling you, it's not what people think when they get to the next level. And dudes are struggling. Look at Cade Cunningham right now. Struggling.
Yeah.
It's hard, man. Like, it's not easy. So, again, whatever they're doing in high school, they're more elite than some of the other guys. But as far as giving them love and projecting what they can be at the next level, I don't know about that. Look at Wendell Moore Jr. It took him a year. Now, look at Chet Holmgren. Really good player. You think he's going to be able to do that stuff in the league?
No, sir.
Paulo Banchero. The question is, who's better? I like Paulo.
I like Paulo.
But I'm saying projecting these dudes.
But, Chris, we're not projecting right now.
I'm projecting.
Oh, okay. I got you.
I'm looking at it through a different lens. I'm like, this high school, man.
Okay.
High school, dude. I'm just saying, like, everybody got their lens, man. Everybody got their lens. But that Duke, did y'all watch that Duke Gonzaga game?
Oh my goodness, did we watch it?
Yo, man, let me tell you something, man. Any freshman think they can walk and play in that game? Let me tell you something. Duke, Gonzaga has a freshman, Solid. I think it's Solid, how you pronounce his last name, from Nebraska.
Right.
McDonald's All-American. Can't get in the game.
Can't get off the bench.
People don't understand. I'm going to tell you another name that hit close to home. LJ Cry couldn't get in the game last year. Look what he's doing right now. That's how good the dudes are ahead of these dudes, man. Like, people don't understand. This dude, LJ Cry is the most efficient player at Baylor right now. Yeah, right. Do they have Matt Meyer? Yes. Do they have Chuma Chacho? They got Kendall Brown, who's going to be a first-round draft pick.
Yeah.
The most efficient player. That dude couldn't get in the game with them other dudes last year. That's how good some of these dudes are in college, man.
Great point.
People don't realize, like, well, my son don't play, and he ain't going to play. Not for them dudes. Right. I'm just being real with y'all. LJ Cry, man, he lighting things up right now.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand.
Yeah.
And like I said, the dude from Gonzaga can't get on the floor. Another guy, Julian Strother from Gonzaga.
Yes.
That 2-year dude ain't got in the game, man. That dude's from Vegas.
Yeah.
He is lighting it up. It just goes to show you, when you start talking about them higher level programs, man, right? When you start talking about playing at Duke, Kentucky, UCLA, and all that stuff, man, you got to be careful when you go there, bro. Right. You got to be. There's a well-known coach right now. I'm not going to say who he is, a Power 5 coach. He says, this is what he says. If you're not, I'm only taking 1, maybe 2 freshmen a year. If I don't think they can play, I'm going to the portal. Because they're going to lose. They're going to leave anyway.
Say that again, Chris, because you blacked out a little bit.
He says, I may take 1, maybe 2 freshmen that are high-level dudes. Because if they don't play, they're going to leave anyway.
Wow.
You got to be able to play. And somebody talk about Jabari Smith. I love Jabari Smith. It's a lottery pick. Jabari Smith, a lottery pick. That's a bad dude from Auburn. Period. That's what a pro look like.
Yeah.
That's what a pro look like.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, if you don't play, think about it. Look at the transfer portal. Look at Kentucky.
Okay.
Right? They take all the one and dones, right?
Uh-huh.
Pull a roster up and look at how many dudes are transfers. You're going to be like, what? Pull it roster up. I'm telling you.
They got about a half dozen transfers on that.
But I'm talking about the ones that play, Jimmy. The guys that actually play. Ty Washington, Damian Collins are 5
4 of the 5 starters
are transfers.
Yeah.
So think about what's happening in college basketball, man. If Kentucky is doing that after the season they had last year, if Kentucky is doing it, what you think everybody else looking around saying? It's hard to win with freshmen, man. Look at Saville Wheeler. Think about Georgia lost 6 dudes, man. I mean, they lost. I mean, I don't know how you survived.
And they got smacked last night.
Oh my God, man. I mean, I'm just telling you right now. See, this is what would happen if they allowed kids to transfer in high school too. If a kid could go wherever he wanted, think about that. He can go wherever he wants. High school will be off the chain. I'm just telling you, it'll be off the chain. And that's what's happening in college. It can't happen in football, though. Can't happen in football. But in college, these dudes move around. It levels the playing field. Dude, I sent you something yesterday. Jackson State beat who, Hatter?
You sent it to me yesterday.
Let me tell you something. These Power Fives, they going to start being scared to schedule some of these.
But they can't be scared, Chris, because y'all can't talk. Man. They can't be scared, Chris. Don't.
Dude, you got to understand. It's called a buy game, Hatter. That means we're buying you. That means we're paying you $100,000 to take a L. We're not paying you $100,000 to actually try and beat us.
Well, Jackson State beat the Raging Cajuns. You sent me that one. But it was another one too, Chris.
It was another one. I want to say, who was the other game? It was Howard. Howard beat Bradley. Howard beat Bradley? Howard beat Bradley.
Wow.
It was another one. It was another HBCU to beat. I'm just telling you, man. And TSU they just playing a gauntlet schedule. I mean, but they gonna clip somebody, bro.
I think they're gonna clip somebody too.
I know Southern got a win. Southern got a win last night in basketball over somebody.
I want to say,
Chris, you were supposed to send me the stuff. Chris,
you're right. I forgot, but Southern beat somebody else too.
Southern got a good win. I can't remember who it was.
I forgot who it was too, but Southern did beat somebody. So my thing is, man, anybody can get beat right now. I watched that Dayton game. I don't know if y'all watched that Dayton game.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, man, dude.
Anthony Grant
could get Tulane. That's right. Southern beat Tulane. Anybody could get beat, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, when they talk about that portal, and dudes can go where they want, and they can say, well, I want to go here. Now, again, whether you agree or disagree.
Okay.
Whether you agree or disagree, I'm telling you right now, it is leveled the playing field, bro. Like literally, you just can't go into a game going like this a dub, man. You better go out there and play because you look at their roster. Look at Auburn's roster right now. Auburn got like 3-4 transfers. Walker Kessler from North Carolina, K.D. Johnson from Georgia, Wendell Green from Eastern Kentucky. He was a all-conference first-team player. They got a bunch of transfers. Dude, you got to get transfers. I did the Rhode Island game the other day. 5 of their top 6 players are transfers.
Wow.
It's crazy, man. I mean, it's just what it is, bro. But how about this? Maryland, I don't know what's going on in Georgetown. Patrick Ewing is a Hall of Famer. Think about this. He's a Hall of Famer. I love Pat Ewing. Good dude. He got the kid, Jimmy Qudus Wahab, right? Helped him get to the NCAA tournament. Do you know he left a Hall of Famer? So you would think like, hey, man, I want to be a point guard. That's the position I want to play in the NBA. And Jason Kidd's the coach somewhere. You would think that dude, matter of fact, hold up. Jason Kidd is a coach and you play for Jason Kidd. And you say, nah, man, I'm leaving here. And you want to play in the league. So Patrick Ewing had this dude, Qudus Wahab, and he left to go.
He's a big guy? He's big?
Left to go to Maryland. Dude,
right across town.
Kids at Georgetown. Pat even told me this. Pat told me this. I remember there's kids at Georgetown actually questioning, like saying, like, Coach, was you really that good? Man, I'm gonna tell you something. I would be shocked, Hatter. I'm just because we was hard on Memphis this past weekend.
Yeah,
we expected a lot of them. Them dudes don't even know how good Penny is, and they play for him. I would bet they don't even know how good Penny was.
You know what? I don't know if they do, but let me tell you something. Every recruit that comes there, because I've been on some of the recruiting, they go in the film room. We go in the film room, and they watch their video.
I mean, they got to they have to show them, but I don't think they really know.
Yeah.
Because Penny ain't been in the spotlight like a Shaq with all them dudes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You be like, dude, do you know who you going to play for?
Yeah.
So if you in Monty Bates, Why wouldn't you go play for Penny? That makes all the sense in the world to me.
Absolutely.
That makes all the sense in the world. You know?
Absolutely.
So I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, man, it's exciting to see all these teams get their head beat in. Everybody's saying, like, oh, it's an upset. Oh, Eastern Washington beat Washington State the other night. Like, it's up. You have to show up every single night. You don't have to do that in football, man. Alabama can take a night off, Jimmy. They still beat you 50. Don't work like that in basketball, homeboy. Not with that 3-point line out there, homeboy.
Hey.
Winthrop beat Washington.
Yeah.
Jeez. What are you saying, Jimmy?
One thing about SWAC basketball teams, the top shelf of them, your Southern, the TSU, your Prairie Views, and you know, even though Jackson State in their basketball this year, they appear to be pretty doggone good. For you gamblers out there, some SWAC schools damn near cover all the time.
Oh, no question.
They cover damn near all the time. You know, and so that's something to think about. I'm just telling you now, because most of their players, we talked about this before. Last year, when TSU played Prairie View, in basketball, there were not many transfers that was on the combined roster of TSU and Prairie View.
The players or the whole roster?
The whole roster. The roster. The whole roster from both rosters.
15 or 20. 15 to 20.
It was 27 combined transfers between Prairie View and TSU. We talked, and I listed them all on the Chop Shop and read them all out to everybody. Because I went to the game and got the sheet they give you in the press when you come in the door with the rosters, and 27 combined transfers. And that's the thing. You got guys, let's say at TSU. You mentioned that a couple of those guys, one of those guys played for you, Chris, is at TSU. Went to the Chris Walker Academy, if I'm not mistaken, right? One of the
Jordan Gillen. Yeah, little
Jordan Gillen. You had ETN transfer.
And they got the kid Walker that played at Texas A&M.
Texas A&M.
They got the kid. Who else they got? I mean, damn near their whole team.
You got Carl Nichols.
Nichols.
Nicholas from Dawson High School. He went to
AJ Lawson. They got AJ Lawson.
AJ Lawson, another transfer. You got the point guard PJ Henry, who was a starting point guard.
He balling. PJ Henry balling.
They got us. Look, here's the crazy thing. Here's the crazy thing. So people got to think about this. I'm not saying I'm a proponent of this. Imagine if those kids would choose TSU as freshmen.
Yeah.
But hear me out though. Hear me out.
Hear him out, Cletus.
Hear me out. So imagine if TSU upgraded their facilities, right? Paid the coaches, got super aggressive, right? And made that a destination, right? Instead of a stopover. Because it's not a destination. It's only a place where kids, you know, it's the bounce back spot. Imagine if they made TSU that attractive. Because think about it, Jimmy. Those guys are right there. They're there anyway right now. So how can you get kids in the city to be like, yo, that's a great choice? And I'll tell you why. And you can piggyback, Hatter. Most of those kids that come back to Houston, right? When they graduate, where are they going to live, Hatter?
In Houston.
In Houston. How many alums do TSU have in Houston? Come on, man.
A lot of them.
That's running some things. Like people think people think only University of Texas and people are people running things in Houston.
No, sir.
That's a misnomer, bro.
Misnomer.
That is a misnomer. There's people from TSU and Prairie View doing big things in Houston. Mm-hmm. Imagine if they start having that same mentality as some of them PWIs to make kids think you don't have to do that. But not necessarily you don't have to do that. You should want to do this. But the only way to do that, you have to have facilities. You have to have recruiting. You have to do things. You have to put money into it. And if you do that, some of them, you might not get all of them. But one or two of them will be like, you know what, man? That ain't a bad look. AJ Lawson did it. Carl Nicholas did it. PJ Henry did it. Why would you go to Hartford over TSU?
Jimmy, yeah, that's a good question. Jimmy, Chris, answer this question. I'm going to let you. I'm going to let y'all answer that one. Because there's something about that question that I don't even like the way it's phrased. But I'm going to let y'all answer that
Let Jimmy tackle it. What I don't even know what he's saying.
He said, let me tell you something. Should a talented underclassman ride the bench behind a garbage upperclassman? What do you mean by a garbage upperclassman?
Now that's the question: high school or college?
Yeah, that's
talking about college. We talking about college. I hope he's talking about college.
Well, first of all, I mean, I'm gonna I go first. That way, Chris can give you, coming from a college coaching perspective of expertise. My thing is this: what were your expectations when you signed with that school? So that
high school.
Oh, okay, stop. In high school.
In high school.
Oh, so okay, so that's why I asked.
That freshman ain't too talented. The underclassmen ain't too talented. But keep going.
Well, here's the thing: in high school, it's a very different element that goes in, and that is a lot of you guys that when your son attends a lot of these high schools, you know the politics for which is present in that program before you even get to the 9th grade. And you have a choice to make. Do you weather it and indulge in that? Or is it if the problem is greater than that, then you will go and you have the option to move your kid and go and attend other. There's a private school on the north, south, east, and west side of town. No matter where you live in Houston, there's at least one private school that is going to play enough to keep it honest, to give you enough exposure. Well, no matter where you live at. And should he ride the bench behind an upperclassman?
Man, who said the guys can't play? So here's my thing, Jimmy. When you say, well, that person can't play.
Yeah.
What does can't play mean? What does God, man? I don't mind him using the word garbage. Garbage means he's trash. Okay. So what does that mean that he's trash? Is that your opinion? Or are you saying the kid is better? You have to understand, in high school, as Jimmy said, A, are there politics involved? That's number one. Mm-hmm. B, does that coach play freshmen traditionally? Number two, because as Jimmy said, you need to know where you went to school, man. And the coach, unless you just LeBron James or you somebody who's life-changing, he probably not going to change what he does because of you. It just works that way.
And Chris,
it depends on his system. If you went to play for Greg Wise got a system. Am I right or wrong, Jimmy? He not deviating from that system. If you went to play
soon.
Who's the coach that used to be at Wheatley? Jackie Carr. He not deviating from his system, dog.
Right.
Snoop Johnson at Kimball, he got a system. You know, these dudes, I guarantee you David Peavy got a system. Not deviating for no players, unless what? You a ridiculous dude, like you one of them dudes. So, yeah, you could be caught sitting behind somebody because, the other thing is this. Maybe the coach trying to get somebody a scholarship. Maybe trying to get him better looks. Maybe it's better to keep that kid engaged if he plays ahead of him. Maybe he start him and the freshman play more minutes. You got to give me a little bit more context.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Before you say playing behind a garbage player, I'm like, yeah, there could be reasons, though.
And I'm looking at Paul Moran. I love Paul Moran's comment. He said, tell them guys, do your homework before you roll in school. And I'm going to tell y'all, it was completely the opposite with me. Everybody was telling me, man, don't send your son to West Side. That's a football school, Chris. I asked him, I said, man, they said, I shouldn't send you to West Side. He said, it'll be a basketball school before I leave there. So, I mean, I know this is it might just be a different situation. I could have went to Bel Air. Jimmy, you remember they tried to get all of us, me, the twins, and everybody to go to the village school when Henderson was there. All of us they was trying to get a whole lot of us to go over there and start the village school. I could have, but my son wanted to go to his a neighborhood school. But let me show you something, Byron. He got there as a freshman, and they put him up to the varsity team, right? And guess what? They sent him to the Katy tournament, Jimmy. That tournament they play first. The first in the McDonald tournament, I mean, and they didn't let him play that much. So he came back and asked me, it's a real story. He said, Dad, would you mind? I don't want to play on that team. Can I play on my 9th grade team? Because we can beat them anyway. He said his 9th grade team could be. He said, Dad, and they sit me on the bench. I didn't go and say he's sitting behind some garbage upperclassmen, or they wasn't. I never talked about those guys. But the next year, Chris, he came back. He said they was in line, you know, the point guard sizing them, talking about who gonna start and who gonna start. Robert said, Dad, by the time we left that practice, I was running first team as a sophomore. So what he saw, we got to stop thinking your kid gonna go to a situation that's perfect. Some of y'all buy to that. Man, I'm gonna move him here. I'm gonna move him here. Man, we ain't moving nowhere. We ain't running from no battle. When the coach got fired at Cornell, I'll never forget. He talking about, man, go see. I want to go somewhere. No. You ain't going nowhere. We didn't come up here to play no damn basketball. We came up here to get an education.
Get that degree.
So parents, and I'm glad you asked that question though, Baron, because now I understand the context. If he good, let me tell you something. Your talent gonna make a way for you. It's a 10th grader weighing 140, 50 pounds, led his team to the playoffs that ain't been to playoffs since, what's the boy name? Briggs been there 10 years. So if he good enough to me, you know, I mean, you just got to me, because I see y'all talking about he got to go to this. I got to see what kind of school he going to. But Chris, I wasn't moving my son out of his community to go to another damn school because of
your
basketball.
son was good. I mean, listen, I see both sides. Your son was good. There was no reason to. If your son wasn't good, but you had a specific goal in mind, Hatter. Everybody don't have the same goal. Some people think like, hey man, I need to get him to a situation till it gets right. And your son, listen, here's the other thing. I played 9th grade basketball.
Okay.
I played 100 years ago. I played back in the day, and Jimmy know this because he's from Houston. All of the varsity dudes were seniors. You played against Cashmere? They was all seniors, man. There were no freshmen on the team, Jimmy. It was no freshmen. You played freshman, JV, then varsity. That's the way it was when it was.
Wasn't no sophomore. Wasn't no freshman B team. It was one fresh team. It wasn't no B team, C team.
Different.
So where did it come from?
Cut.
Jimmy, where did it come? This microwave society we in? I got to have it now.
Changed the game. AAU summer basketball changed the game, bro. Because back in the day, you didn't even think you could play varsity. You weren't thinking you could play varsity. You didn't think you could play ahead of those guys. You didn't think, oh, I'm going to go bust Eddie Cumbo's butt. Man, what? You're going to go and cheer for Eddie Cumbo. You didn't think like, oh, I'm going to go bust MacD's butt at Yates. You wouldn't cheer for MacD. You didn't say, yo, man, Sean Gay, oh, I'm going to get him. You like, man, I'm going to go learn from Sean Gay. That's how it was back in the day. It ain't like that no more, bro.
But Chris, I'm going to tell you the truth. Byron Green, I know for a fact, I know basketball, I know for a fact these guys. Think about this, the kid, I think y'all missed this. The kid said, Dad, I don't want to play for the varsity team because our 9th grade can't be whooping them in practice. Did y'all hear that damn part? Did y'all hear that part?
Bro, that didn't happen back in the day. That didn't happen back in the day. It just didn't happen. I'm just saying, it's different, Hatter. You don't understand.
No, I'm just saying, but did you hear that part?
I hear that part. But I'm speaking from a perspective of people don't realize that when HISD, when I was growing up,
right,
it was a very different world. Sam Houston, Jones, Lee High School, man, people don't Cashmere, the way they see it now, and the way it Yates in basketball, the way it was, and Wheatley, people have Milby, they have no idea, man. That's why I laugh when people say you went to Milby. I'm like, bro, like, okay. You don't understand what Milby used to be. You don't understand. You don't know who Jackie Carr is. You don't know who Frankie Brazos is. I can go on and on and on. You don't know. It's okay. But until Houston starts spreading out, Jimmy, make them understand. Until Houston starts spreading out and people start moving to Pearland and moving to Sugarland and moving to Cypress and moving to Spring, man, come on, dog. Clear Lake is about the only school we knew about that was outside of the city limits that was good in basketball, right or wrong. And Memorial. Clear Lake and Memorial. And they were all white. Other than that, everything was in the city. Everything was in the city. I forgot about Madison. Madison was another school, man. Come on, bro. That's where they all came from.
So your advice is to Byron. I mean, so your advice is saying what?
My advice is, hey, man, you get 4 years to play high school. Your time gonna come. You can't get a scholarship as a junior. You can't get a scholarship as a sophomore. You can't get a scholarship as a freshman.
Yeah. And now my thing is, Chris, and the question was about him starting. My question to Byron is he finishing the games? So that's the question I had. I was going to insert to him.
Good job.
Not starting is one thing, but are you not finishing at either? So if he's not starting and the coach is not finishing your player at either, then that's something. Then that needs an evaluation of your son, because sometimes I've seen, and you got programs will start that token 12th grader. He's starting because his mom may have helped out. They're good relation. They're on the right side of politics.
They run the bake sale. They give money to the program.
Yeah. So you start their son. Now that he might
start their son.
Minutes.
Yo, Hatter, come on, man. Hatter, man.
In high school basketball, it's easy to do that.
Jimmy, tell him about the money kid. Jimmy, tell him about the money kid in AAU. Come on now.
Oh, I know the money kid in AAU, but in high school,
the same thing in high school. It's just a different way of looking at the money kid.
Yeah. In high school, you're playing against on the average lesser talented opponents on the average. So it's easier to start that lesser talented player, and you start him, but you don't finish him. You get him. You start first half, start the second half, but he's only going to play until he turned the ball over once. Then you bring him out, or unless your team give up 2 buckets in a row, you bring him out.
So my advice is get involved like them. Getting involved in the politics then when you get over there.
I think it goes back to what Chris was just saying though. Right now, the expectations of so many freshmen. Understand something. This true story. I had a parent text me. They purchased a copy of the magazine, which, by the way, guys, if you hadn't gotten yours yet, you make sure this thing here is all you need. I mean, this is some good stuff. And the parent says, the kid has his picture in the magazine. He's in the 9th grade. Of course, I'm not going to say any names. The parent says, that's all you got is 2 sentences about my son?
Oh, my God.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Stop, Jimmy. Hold up.
Magazine.
Say this one more time. Do this again. Say this one more time. A parent approach you. What else? And say what?
We got a copy of the magazine. Got a copy of the magazine, and it noticed that the son's picture is in there. Nice picture. And said, that's all you got is 2 lines about my son and his team? And I'm thinking in my mind, I was like, I made about 5 text messages before I deleted them all and just finally thought the right thing to say. I was ready to go, and I backed up. I had another one, and I got to you get to the last line. Hold on, now, I mean, a freshman in the largest metropolitan high school basketball magazine in the United States of America, and you got a photo in there in glossy color and an acknowledgement, a mention in there. And Jim,
it's a parent, man. It's a parent.
But Chris, hell no.
No, Chris. The first thing should have been. First of all,
hey man, Herman Scott.
Nice magazine
show right now. I don't know what Herman Scott talking about. Anyway, get back to it. No, I'm just messing.
The first one should have been Nice Magazine.
Yeah,
exactly.
And thank you.
Thanks for the good picture of us. Great picture of myself.
Yeah.
And the last one
then you come with, hey, that's it.
Yeah.
So now, Chris, we have a question.
Huh?
We have a question for you.
I want to answer Herb's question real quick. Let me ask Herb.
That's the question we're going to pose to you, Herb's question.
Oh, go on, give me a question.
Why you guys right now, if you have recruiting questions right now for Chris Walker, shoot them out there right now, and we can get them in there. I'm just telling you now, you're not going to get this every day. I understand a lot of you guys, you can't get so lax till you forget what you have right here. You have one of the best in the business in college basketball in the studio. Chris could have went Hollywood and say, man, I ain't got time for the chop shop. Man, I'm in season. But what Chris realized is talking on the chop shop helps sharpen his pencil, to his mental pencil, to keep writing when he goes into work at his day job. And that's the same thing. That's likewise. It helps connect him when he gets some intel, and he might see something that somebody says on there when he's doing a broadcast. And there's a player from out of Texas playing, and he says all the time, he purposely finds ways to insert an extra quote or two about somebody from the state of Texas. If you watch him, your day will come. But you just got to keep feeding his tip.
And guess what, Jimmy?
But you got to do something.
And Jimmy, and Jimmy, it does help him. He got to deal with me all the time. So I know he can handle them clowns on the TV he with if he had to deal with me every day.
So first question, Chris, comes from Herb. And this is a good question right here. He says, do you think college coaches do not play certain games, do not play players in certain games against bigger schools, against larger schools, better schools, out of fear if that certain young player may have a good game, they could hop in the portal and they may lose their players?
But here's my thing. You're gonna lose them anyway. So even if he don't play against you, he gonna play good against somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter. You might as well, because my thing is, I was just talking to Steve Lapis in the studio the other day. Steve Lapis used to be the 6th winningest coach in the Big East. He does the NCAA tournament, recruited me. He's actually the guy who recruited me from Houston to Nova, right? And I worked for him for 6 years. I said, could you coach in today's climate? Kind of like answer Herb's question in a roundabout way. Like, could you coach today? Because those dudes don't really care about you. Like, gone are the days of, I really want to do it for my coach. Them days are gone, man. Did y'all see what Lincoln Riley just did?
Don't blame him.
Did y'all see what he just did? So what did you think he told those parents all year long? What did he tell that reporter?
Those parents, a lot of those signees, they're decommitting. Remember, football signing date is not until a couple of more weeks.
Yeah,
in December.
Exactly.
So they're decommitting already.
And where's Oklahoma, Jimmy? And where's Oklahoma getting ready to go?
To the SEC.
The SEC. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
I'm about to put them in a spot, right? So my thing is, for the transfer, I say, well, could you coach? He says, hell no, I couldn't coach. Not that he said no, he just said it will be very difficult. Because the things that you try to get people to come to your school for, you want them to come for culture. You want them to come because they're going to graduate. You know what? I was getting into with some guys in the studio the other day. You know what? And they were like, oh, I don't think players should get paid. I say, really? I'm not going to say what guys it were. I said, yo, you realize that's a job. He said, that's not a job. They're in the Bahamas right now. How's that a job? I said, homeboy, were you an athlete? Do you understand what them dudes got to endure? I said, so here's what I posed this question to him. So if CeeDee Lamb goes to practice for the Dallas Cowboys, is that considered work? He said, yes. If the wide receiver from Texas A&M goes to practice, is that considered work? He said, no. I'm like,
why?
Hold on.
Did he give you
He
why?
said, no.
Why?
Because he's on scholarship. I said, what the hell that got to do with it? I'm just trying to tell you how people view this stuff, man. And if I can send you articles, the only sports that drive revenue are football and men's college basketball. 70 to 80% of those players of what hue, Jimmy? Black. African American. So here's the problem, though. And I got off topic with Herb thing. Here's the problem.
That's all right.
The problem is all the kids that look like us, they got one thing in mind most of the time when they go to school. And what's that? Getting to the league. Getting to the league. When 0.0% of them going to get there. If they were smart, right, I would tell every kid, you know what, man? Do a sit-in like as Martin Luther King said, you ain't playing. If they did that happen, if every black kid said, I'm not playing, you know what they would do? They would start revenue sharing with them players. I'm just telling you right now. They would start revenue sharing because most of them, college is their Super Bowl. College is their NBA. College is their NFL. And a lot of these schools are getting over saying, oh, we give you name, image, and likeness. Well, Robert Hatter went to Memphis. I mean, I know Robert Hatter think he cool, but if he ain't got Memphis on his jersey, who is he? I got a better one for you. I like Jimbo Fisher. Take Texas A&M off his jersey. Take Florida State off his shirt. Who is his name, image, and likeness? So why he get to make $8 million? You know what I'm saying? Name, image, and likeness, man, they can take that and wipe it with toilet paper, bro. They need to be revenue sharing. The NFL, in the NBA, when they start making money, Hatter? When they start making real money, when they start doing what?
TV deals.
TV and royalties with the leagues. That's when the numbers went exponentially crazy. So they making this name, image, and likeness seem like, oh, that's gonna solve everything. Go to TSU's program right now and find out how many dudes making money off their NIL. Go to U of H right now and find out how many guys making money off name, image, and likeness. It's a bunch of crap. It's not what you think, bro. Anyway, but to get back to Herb's question, now, bro, bottom line is, if he plays good at all, there's dudes that are transferring averaging 2 points a game. There's dudes that are transferring at high major schools averaging 3 points a game because they also know what they did in high school. They factor that in, you know? So a coach playing games like that, you're going to lose your player anyway. You might as well let him rock out and try to keep him as opposed to not playing him, thinking that and trying to be like, oh, let me play games with it. You're going to play games with kids during this time? Doing this? Jimmy, you going to play games with them during this era where they can just leave whenever they want? Now, here's the last thing I'll say with the leave whenever they want. With the transfer rule, and I got to check my traps on this. If you and I was getting into it with one of my colleagues. I said they put the automatic transfer rule in for one reason, in my opinion. You know what that is? That's to eliminate the graduate transfer. So think about it. You get 5 years to play 4. So you used to have to sit out a year, right? So some of the guys on here that transferred, you used to have to sit out a year, right? Mm-hmm. And you would get that as a resident year. So you have to sit out, do a year residency, and then you can play the next year. Now you don't have to sit out, right? Because think about it. If you sat out a year and you graduated early, you can now transfer and go to another spot. You watch a guy like James Akinjo, that dude played 3 schools. Charlie Moore from Miami, that dude played about 5 schools, right? If they let you transfer right away, right, you play your 4 years, you don't get that year residency to get that extra schooling in. So it goes by how many years that you use your eligibility. You only get 4 years of eligibility unless you have a hardship waiver. Let's say you get hurt. Let's say that, you know, your coach leaves. Like, it has to be some hardship-wise that allows you to get extra years. When they get rid of that year residency, that speeds things up. So now kids got to be super smart about when they transfer. Like, dude, you're not going to be a graduate transfer. Like, if you play 4 years, it's it. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Like, if you transfer, that's all you got. You better make sure that's the place. Because you're not going to graduate and transfer again. It's very rare that that's going to happen. So a lot of these kids, I'm like, yo, man, somebody said, yeah. So my thing is, for instance, let's take LJ Cryer, for instance. I like to talk. So LJ, I'm sure, was not happy with his role last year. What kid going to score that many points and be happy that he's? I don't care if Michael Jordan played in front of him. Not going to be happy.
Absolutely.
Now, what if he had left? Look what's happening right now. That's what Baylor has. Now, they just lost a kid, but that's what Baylor, player retention is the number one thing right now you got to be able to do in college basketball, Jimmy. You got to be able to keep your dudes. So now what does that entail?
Keep the ones that you want to be there.
Huh?
keep the ones that you want to be there.
Okay, but so think about this. The ones you want to be there, it's not only the dudes that don't play that are leaving now. The dudes that are actually playing are leaving.
Who did Baylor lose this year?
Some big kid. He transferred to Illinois.
Oh, okay.
African kid. I'm just saying.
He's not doing a whole lot over there.
I understand that. But LJ Cryer didn't play last year. That's my point, Jimmy.
That's right.
He waited.
He waited
his turn. Yeah. And now look what's happening.
That's great.
Okay, but Chris, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Huh? Okay, let's flip the script then. Okay. LJ Cryer sit there and waited. Opportunity presented itself. Mm-hmm. Okay, there was another young man from out of Houston, last name Turner, on Baylor's squad, who sit there and waited last year too. He didn't play last year, nor is he playing this year. So what should he have done?
But first of all, understand something. Let's keep it 100. There's 13 kids on a scholarship. You're allowed to have 13 players, all right? Mm-hmm. You need 10 to practice, Jimmy. Somebody got to stay. And on top of that, maybe some of them dudes don't want to leave. They say, listen, man, some of them could, and I don't know it. I know Miss Turner. I haven't talked to her in a long time. And here's my thing. It's the old the story of, dude, I don't know if you're a pro or not a pro. I don't know if you really can leave here and go do what you think you can do. But why would you leave Baylor to go to, I don't want to say anybody else's names.
Boogaloo State. Just said Boogaloo State.
Boogaloo State. You're going to leave the Baylor Bears. Well, you ain't playing. So if you can't play at Baylor, it's probably safe to say you're probably not a pro. It's probably safe to say. I'm not saying that Robert Turner's not a pro because he could play his last year and blow up. I'm not saying that. I'm not going there. All I'm saying is, why would you leave that degree to go play at Wright State or Hartford? Why would you do that? That's the Robert Habert theory. Why would you do that? So you could go play 20 minutes a game and be in a one-bid league where y'all got to play the whole weekend to see if y'all get in the NCAA tournament? You know what I'm saying? Unless you think what? Unless you think what? Because this is why our kids, I'm talking about us. This is Chop Shop. Black kids.
Okay.
Because I want to go to the league. Homeboy. Come on, homeboy. Homeboy. You don't watch the NBA, by the way. As a matter of fact, you don't watch the NBA. If that's what you think. You don't watch you don't really watch the games. You watch Instagram. Because there ain't no way in hell you get out there and play with them dudes. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Them dudes don't realize. A dude like Jordan Poole. Think about a dude like Jordan Poole. Think about a dude like Tim Hardaway Jr. Dudes that weren't even like highly hyped up. They will tear your ass up. Like, I don't think these dudes understand. A dude like PJ Tucker, a goon, been in the league forever. Carmelo's still in the league. Them dudes think they can just, when they say they're going to the league, it drives me crazy, man. Yeah, Jordan Turner, not Robert Turner. Jordan Turner.
Yeah, Jordan. I thought it was Jordan.
I was thinking about Robert Turner from back in the day that played at A&M.
Okay.
Yeah, Jones High School.
Robert Turner, they played for me. Yeah, that's Jordan Turner. I remember. Yeah, I'm thinking about Robert Turner. But the point is, why some of these guys should not leave. They should stay where they are. And to Jimmy's original point, Jimmy, it ain't just the dudes that they want. They having a hard time keeping the dudes that they want to keep.
I promise y'all.
North Carolina lost Walker Kessler. Uh-huh. They lost Harrison. It's a Harrison Brooks, I want to say. They lost two big old dudes. They lost one more dude. I'm like, Carolina losing people, man. I'm just telling you, it's a different world out there right now, guys. It's a different world. And you know who hasn't lost people? Matter of fact, he's I shouldn't say he hadn't lost people. Caleb Mills left U of H. Look what he's doing at Florida State.
Yeah.
And more importantly, look what Houston did without him.
What?
See, because for every yin, there's a yang. Final Four. For every yin, there's a yang.
That was a unique one. That was a win-win for both people.
So somebody else have a question for you, Chris, and he says, "What's your advice?" From Landon for a 12th grader who has interest from colleges but no offers. Coaches are contacting him but not offering him anything. His grades are A+. And SAT is solid. I don't know what that means. What
SAT doesn't matter anymore. So keep going. Doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. So what are they missing? Coaches are contacting them but not offering.
So let me give you a coach's responsibilities, right? Obviously to coach the team, to manage what's going on in his current situation, and to recruit. Now, what does recruiting mean? Recruiting means, okay, we got 3 scholarships, an average of 3 scholarships per year, an average on average. So what do you think they do? Do you think that they only recruit players? For every spot, they only recruit 1 guy for each spot. Like, they're going to get them with all the competition that's out there. I would say for each spot, they probably recruit 10 guys for each spot. So if they got 3 scholarships, that means they're probably recruiting 30 dudes. Number 8, 9, and 10 is probably who you are, most likely. Because they haven't offered a scholarship, but they trying to keep you warm. They got the burner. You know, you fix your food, Hatter, and you turn the burner down. You just keep it in warm.
Yeah.
You keep it in warm in case 1 through 7, right? In case 1 through 7 doesn't come through. But you ain't leapfrogging 1 through 7. So my thing is, they're not offering you a scholarship. Their job is to recruit and call people and check on people and see where you are and see if you got some interest and maybe they turn it up. That's how it works, man. Their job is to be on the phone. If you see any college coach, he ain't on the phone, he don't work hard. They always on the phone. They always calling somebody. They always calling a person, influence, a POI around them. They always talking. So they just checking in just to see what's going on. That's all it is, bro. They're just checking in. They ain't offering you a scholarship. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying. Because it's just like we always talk about, Hatter. When a girl, you know when a woman wants you, right or wrong. You know when she wants you.
Oh, yeah.
You know when she wants you.
Yeah.
Or you know when she just want a free meal. It's the bottom line. So it's just like college basketball. You know when they want you. They are very intentional when they want you, player.
Yes, sir.
Trust me on that. Not only do they call, guess what else they're doing? They're spending university money flying to see you because it don't cost them nothing to call you. What does it cost them to call you? Nothing. It's just time in the day. Hey, man, what's going on? Oh, I'm just checking in, man. How's everything going? How's your season? Oh, my God. How's your mom doing? Everybody good? How's coach doing? Have you been working on your game, this stuff? Oh, you know what? Hey, I got to take this other call, man. I just want to check in with you. Boop, gone. I mean, like, and you going like, yo, man, such and such just called me, man. They love me. Oh, they just checking in, homeboy. They just taking your temperature in case the bottom falls out in their recruiting. Because if they really wanted you, they'd be like, hey, man, we need to get you on campus, or we need to come see you. I need my boss to come down there and see you. The conversation changes, it elevates like crazy. Every college coach, even the ones on this feed, they know exactly what it comes down to. They know when they want somebody, and they know when they don't. And I feel bad for the parents, because what you want to hear is they love my child, and you want to say that, and you want to go to the water cooler and say those things, or you want to go to church and say those things, and then when it don't happen, guess what you do? It's Jimmy Hicks' fault. It's the high school coach's fault. They just hating on my baby. No one really ever offered him a scholarship. Like, you know, where does this all come from? You know what I'm saying? You got fantasies, you know? But
wow.
And they'll tell you. You know when they want you. That's all I'm saying.
That's
you know when they want you. Yeah, you know when they want you. It's all good, though. I don't blame the kids for being upset about it or wanting certain things, but it is what it is, man. You know when they want you.
You know when they want you. Jimmy?
Oh, man, you know when they want you, man. Come on, man.
You gonna get us out of here?
Yeah, we got a couple of minutes, and before we land this plane, we're about to land the plane on this Monday. But first, I want to remind you guys, for those that tune in, of course, we talked earlier, and we'll continue the conversation on tomorrow, because I have a message about the state of Texas in basketball. Okay. But in regards to Duncanville, shout out to Duncanville, big wins over both of California's top teams. That is Sierra Canyon and Centennial. That is huge for the state of Texas, and also especially for the DFW Metroplex area. And in that game, Ron Holland, 16 points, 9 rebounds in that win. You had 2 other players that had 16 as well, Davion Sykes Eric Demings. They both had 16. This kid Sykes, he signed with Texas State.
Oh, I like Sykes.
TJ Johnson has a good one coming in right now.
Yes, sir.
And if he plays, and understand something about him, I watched him in the summer. He's put on college weight for high school basketball. That's very, very rare.
I saw
this kid,
picture.
I mean, he's 12, 15 pounds thicker.
Yes, I saw that.
With mass for high school season. So that means he gets it already. And one thing about, I went over to Duncanville, Heather.
Oh, you did?
Do you realize they have a $25,000 new weight room at Duncanville High School just for basketball? Just for basketball. Football don't got nothing to do with this. They got their own stuff.
Basketball, I know who wrote that check.
Huh?
I said, I know who wrote that check.
$25,000 basketball weight room, and they in that thing getting down. One of the coaches, if you're watching, send us a photo, if you would, of that weight room, and we'll show that photo tomorrow on the Chop Shop. That thing, I mean, it makes you want to go pick up some bells or something up in that thing.
And Chris, I want you to comment on there. You being a coach, I want you to comment on something. I saw this, Chris, and I don't see this that often. Okay? I don't see this that often. And I wanted to show you this, Chris. All the coaches are up jumping and hollering for a player when he make a play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coaches up. I mean, Chris, I don't see that often in high school. I don't see it in college. I watched last night, the games last night, and I haven't seen that. That's rare to me.
Well, they don't want you to get up. First of all, they don't want you to get up in college. They don't want you getting up. It's actually against the rules to get up.
Okay.
I mean, obviously guys do it, but they don't want. They always say sit down.
Okay.
Only the head coach should be up. But obviously in excitement, they get it when somebody gets dunked on or somebody makes a three,
right?
Or you generally just hyped up. But generally the rules are only the head coach should stand. But some people look at that as enthusiasm.
Right.
If you watch Duke's bench, they never get up. Watch Duke's coaches.
They don't never say nothing.
Never. They don't get up.
But in high school, I'm talking about high school.
And they beat you a million. What's that?
Well, let's go back to high school then, because it's not a college team. It's a high school team.
Well, I mean, I don't know what the rules are in high school. The rules could be the same thing. I'm just saying, like, everybody has a different culture. Some people are like, oh my God, they're so enthusiastic. Other people look like, yo, man, they're just out of control over there. They're jumping around. Like, sit down. Like, it just depends on your perspective.
Okay.
To be quite honest with you. But, it just depends on your perspective. That's really what it comes down to,
Did you see, hold up, what did y'all say about Big Junior the other day? Kenny Lofton Jr., 36-17. Did y'all talk about that over the weekend, or y'all didn't talk about that, Chris?
We didn't talk about it, but I'm upset because I got pulled off of Junior's game, man. So I was supposed to do Junior's game in Shreveport. Right. I got to talk to Big Lofton anyway. Big Lofton called me. But and then they pulled me off and they're gonna put me in studio today. So I was upset. Oh my God, I was mad.
Wait a minute, who they playing in Shreveport?
They play the Bayou Bengals, the Tigers, Will Wade.
Wow.
They play the Tigers.
And that's this Tuesday.
Reed. Huh?
What day is that?
18th, December 18th.
Okay. I know Louisiana Tigers, they playing TSU Tigers this week.
LSU
is hosting TSU, and that's a real trap game right there. I'm telling you now, it's a trap game.
For who? Listen, man.
TSU
playing against grown men, man. Like I'm telling you, they got to get rid of that HBCU and swag stuff. That MEAC. And a lot of the schools, guys, we can start talking about another day. Like Hampton, they're not an HBCU. They're not playing in the MEAC anymore. TSU does not play in the MEAC. Like a lot of these schools are moving out of these conferences, man. If they can, because they want to get rid of that stigma. Now they still want to be elite.
I'm talking about Texas Southern TSU.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I'm just saying, people, this whole HBCU stigma, man, you can get beat by these people, man. It's a different deal, man. These kids are realizing, man, I need to go where I can get off. And if I can't do it at Auburn, I'm gonna go to Alabama A&M. Alabama State gonna mess with Mo Williams. And the HBCUs are smart. They hiring guys that can lure them there, like Deion Sanders and Eddie George and Mo Williams. If I was an HBCU, that's smart as hell, man.
Yes.
Johnny Jones, Coach Shaq.
Yes.
Smart.
Yes.
You know, Byron Smith
And Ben Simmons.
And Ben Simmons. They smart the way they hiring, bro. I'm just telling you, if I was an HBCU, them the kind of guys I'm gonna hire because they can get past. Oh, it's an HBCU. No, man, you're going to play for Deion. Oh, I'm going there. Deion there. You see what I'm saying?
I like that.
That's the way to get around it, though. That's the way to get around it.
Chris, answer this last question before we get up out of here, and that is, Dash asks, what's your take on prep schools?
I mean, on the East Coast, it's what everybody does out here. See, people think there's no players in New York. That's not true. They all go to prep school. They play in the NEPSAC, the Northeastern League. They just don't go to school in New York. They still a bunch of players here. So my thing is, I think a prep school's a good thing. Listen, if your kid graduate college at 23 or 24, does it really matter, Hatter?
No, sir.
Doesn't matter, right? So why not either do an extra year, right? Or why not, you know, if he a knucklehead or something, send that dude to Hargrave Military Institute. Like, why not send them away? Why not send them? It's nothing wrong with it. I have nothing wrong with prep schools. It's high school, man. It's just a different form of high school. It ain't the boogeyman.
Gotcha.
You know, but don't send him somewhere where, you know, they got a bunch of goons because he can sit on the bench at home. You know what I'm saying? Don't send him up there to the
And
road.
of course, that game from TSU against Louisiana Tech is Wednesday, of course, at 6:30 p.m. That's the tip-off on Wednesday, Texas Southern University and Louisiana Tech, and that's going to be a good one. Also, Mr. Kenneth Lofton Sr. is on the feed, and he asked, why did they pull you off
the game?
The feed? Was it a conflict of interest? Because you talked too much about Junior Lofton? Because you didn't tell him. You told him because you told him because they know that you told them do not go to Georgetown. Don't take that offer. Take your butt down there and go where you can play.
No. That's not what they did. They wanted me in the studio that day. That's all. No big deal.
But still, Chris, I don't blame them. Chris, you good in that studio, man. I'm saying, I hate to say it. You're kind of good at that. You're good in that studio, Doc.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. It ain't easy. Trust me on that.
I know.
Dude, we go in there at 5 o'clock. We don't leave till 2, 3 a.m., man.
Wow.
See, people don't know what it's Jimmy's on TV too. It's a long process, bro. You have to wait till them games are over. You have to do it's live TV is no joke. A lot of people struggle with it because it's no joke. But I tell you this, man, I'm blessed. But y'all know one thing, I'm a hype Houston, anything from Houston and Dallas and San Antonio. The minute I see TX, all they gotta do is make a basket, I'm a hype.
I know.
All they gotta do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna find a way, you know.
Yeah.
Because I already know certain guys I'm gonna be talking about all year long. Xavier is definitely one of them. And by the way, guess what I did? Tell Teddy. Teddy told y'all the real name. I went right in the bullpen at CBS. I said, I talked to Teddy. Teddy said it's Xavier. And guess what they start calling him? Xavier.
Mama named him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay.
I swear to God, they stopped calling him Severe.
Hey, don't forget about LJ now. But you already been talking about him. You've been talking about LJ.
Yo, man,
yes.
LJ, oh Lord, man, oof.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was gonna be able to play next to James Akinjo, but Lord have mercy.
No, but Chris, when you talk about LJ Cry, what you do is you throw a plug to his dad. His dad was an all-conference football player at Grambling.
Yeah,
HBCU. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
so I didn't know that.
Yeah, put that in your notes.
Hey, and guess what? See, that way you take it a little deeper. Everybody knows LJ Cry. Not many people know Lionel Cry.
Oh, yeah, but see, I can throw that in there. I'll find a way. I'm gonna find a way to put that in there.
Hey, and guess what? And his little brother Juice is up next. Football.
He's baseball star.
Football and baseball.
Yeah. But you make that good money in baseball.
So guys, let me tell you
good quick money in baseball.
Let me tell y'all something. It's just like you guys doing the Trop Shop every day, which is great. I know you guys are getting this thing, keeping this thing, and I see the numbers are going up.
Right.
Think about it, I'm sitting on that screen.
Right.
It ain't no way in hell that a kid that comes on there that looks like me, that's from my city, that I ain't hyping. It's not gonna happen, guys.
Right.
Or from Dallas.
Right.
Like I was hyping up Samuel Williamson the other day.
Yep.
It ain't gonna happen.
That's
because
good.
One thing I know, just like the Chop Shop, if we don't talk about black excellence, it ain't gonna be talked about.
Wow.
I'm just keeping 100 with y'all, man. So the minute I see it, I mean, Drew Timmy, I hype Drew Timmy too. Drew Timmy from Dallas, I hype Drew Timmy. I'll make sure I say Drew Timmy, Matt Meyer. I'm just telling you, but if a kid from Texas that I know that he does anything remotely good, I'm gonna find a way to hype him up. That is for sure.
That's awesome.
And that's what we got to do, man.
Yeah.
We got to. How about this? Even if they don't do good, we got to find ways to hype them.
There you go.
We got to find ways. I'm gonna say one day, hey man, y'all need to get with Jimmy Hicks, man. He's the authority down there in Houston. He knows. Like it don't take but one. Everybody like they don't tell me what to say. I can say what I want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just got to be a way that I can get that in right there. It just got to be, RCS Sports ranked him number 1 in the city.
And quit using my sayings. And quit using my sayings on Jimmy. He be plagiarizing me on the show and don't be getting.
What I say?
Oh, I be hearing you all the time. You know I listen to you every day.
Listen, listen. You need to get on TV because they don't know you. They don't.
I like that. Hey, but Chris.
I'm gonna hijack it all.
Hey, Chris. You remember what I said? Jimmy don't understand. I said all wisdom is plagiarism. Only stupidity is original. So you're doing a good job. You're doing a great job, baby.
Hey man,
I love
I'm just trying to,
Hey, Chris. Ain't nobody said nothing about your curtains today. I ain't heard nobody crack about your curtains today.
What?
I ain't heard nobody.
Is that the Empire State Building?
Yes, sir. That's that thing right there.
Let me show you the statue.
That's that thing.
Y'all messing with y'all got the wrong one. Don't mess with me like that.
Where Herb at in event? Yeah, in event they was messing with old Jim. Hey, Chris.
Hey man, listen. I tell everybody. I know everybody has. Owe it to yourself to come to the city one day. If you ain't been, you got to come to New York, man. Best city in the world.
Hold on.
It ain't nothing you can't do here.
Chris, Louisiana Tech gonna play TSU?
Yeah, I just said it Wednesday, 6:30. Wednesday, 6:30.
Where at?
In Ruston.
In La Tech.
Oh, they going down there. Okay.
Remember, TSU is not going to have any home games until January.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
No home games until January.
That's crazy, bro. That's a whole.
Yeah, that's unheard of.
I mean, people don't understand. That's a whole nother scenario. That's Mike started that though.
Chris, I got one more question. How about them Cowboys?
Hey, baby, listen. Here's the deal. Listen, Hatter, I want you to do me a favor, Hatter. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to play basketball. I want you to be a boxer. And I want you to put both hands behind your back. That's what I want you to do. And I want you to see if you can win. We got no Amari Cooper because he's afraid to get a shot. And we got no CeeDee Lamb because he got a headache. How are we supposed to win, man?
Now you don't have so don't you telling us you got another excuse because your head coach now they just announced he just tested positive.
No. He need to get COVID for the rest of the year. We need to know.
Chris.
That's the best thing in the world that's ever happened to the Cowboys is he on the COVID list.
Chris, it's so ironic, Jimmy. Chris want to get Vogel fired.
Vogel no. Vogel gonna be gone mid-season. That's a done deal. That's happening. Vogel gonna be done, man. He can't manage all them dudes, man. He can't manage them dudes, man. First of all, the Lakers gonna be in the playoffs. We can talk all this stuff in June. It don't even matter what we talking about.
How we're the 20-game mark.
We're gonna talk about that tomorrow, Jimmy.
But I know one thing. You can't get a seat. You can't get a seat in the Crypto.com Center. I know that. They played the Detroit Pistons. They terrible. Sold out. That's all I got to tell you. Greatest show on earth, bro. They can talk all this other stuff all you want. Everybody want to go see the Lakers, man. Come on, Hatter. You know I'm right.
You ain't lying.
Right. Hatter, who would you rather see? I know you love Steph Curry. I know you love him. Would you rather go see the Lakers in the Staples Center or Golden State in the Chase Center?
Steph Curry in the Chase Center.
Stop it.
Hey, no. Basketball-wise, hold on. Basketball-wise, I want to go see Stephon. But just to be in that atmosphere and that Staples Center and Jimmy, and the scenery that's outside before you walk in.
Exactly.
Oh, no. Ain't no place like it.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Ain't no place like it.
Listen, I heard, Peterson, Jimmy, did you give Peterson some tickets the other day? Peterson said he was courtside at the Bulls game. They giving floor seats away at the Rockets games.
Man, the Rockets, man. God. Hey, I'm going to talk about them.
They won 3 games this year.
Jimmy.
What?
Yeah. Jimmy, they don't need to win nothing. They don't need to win no more games.
Jimmy,
they
can't even tank good.
John Wall, and here comes John Wall. Now, John Wall wants to play.
No.
We're going to talk about that tomorrow.
Jimmy, they paying him $40 million to sit. Hey, Jason Peters. By the way, LeBron had 39 last game and 33 this game. Shut up. Hey,
Jimmy, but Chris, why is he grabbing his scrotum? Dude, the man 100 years old. Why are you grabbing
there, man?
Trying to do the Sam Cassell.
I'm calling you Skip Hatter, man. That's your name, Skip Hatter.
But why is he grabbing his scrotum?
You Skip Hatter, man. That's your name, man. I'm done with you, man.
Yeah. You can call me Robert Bayless if you want.
Robert Bayless. That's your name, Robert Bayless. I mean, it don't make no sense. You just, every time LeBron calls name, just hate on.
Let's get out of here, Jim.
Hey, man, it's that time, man. Of course.
Before we go.
Okay.
Before we go. J.J. Redick and Stephen A. Smith.
He went at his head. Ooh, I played this game, dude. He said, I played this game, dude. I'm just letting you know. Huh? That was last week, Jim.
I'll come on the show, Justin. You got to play it tomorrow.
I'm going to play it tomorrow. I hope they don't.
He said dudes in the league are not afraid of LeBron the way they were afraid of Mike. And J.J. Redick looked at him and said, yo, you ain't never played this game. That's not true.
Yeah.
Oh, he told him.
He said, look here.
That's not true.
I'm scared. In other words, he said, I'm scared of LeBron.
Exactly.
You ain't been in front of that dude before, Chris. I done played this game, Stephen A. Field. So pump your damn brakes.
He went at it.
And get what Stephen A. did there. Stephen A. looked like, did this dude just say it? He gonna get his ass off. He gonna get J.J. Redick ain't gonna be on there no more.
He gonna max him. He gonna max him.
Yeah, he gonna max him. He gonna get his ass off, Jim. Jim, I'm gonna play it tomorrow. I'm gonna play it tomorrow. But I enjoyed y'all today, man. Thank you. Hey, superstar. Man. Thank you for gracing.
I'm not a superstar, man. I'm back on the superstar.
Indeed. And of course, it is that time. Of course, guys, shout out to everybody. And thanks for everybody for tuning in. We want to make sure and ask you guys to share the show on your way out the door. The Chop Shop, your midday sports happy hour, the best 120 minutes of your day. What's in your cup right now? I know what's about to be in mine. You guys, as at work, now you can go and cut that volume back up and listen to whatever you want. You got whatever you want to listen to. You got enough energy to get you through your work day. Of course, man, it's a great combo. High school, talk to segue all the way from NBA, talk to drop the NFL in the meantime. But tomorrow, we're going to continue that conversation. Texas high school basketball and the state of it in regards to in comparison to the rest of the country. That will be on tomorrow. Also, we'll talk more about the NBA. Remember, we promised you guys at the 20-game mark, at the quarter point, we're going to evaluate and assess who's your biggest surprises, what teams have disappointed you the most, and a lot more. And Lakers. Also, we're going to talk about NBA talk and has Cam Newton
done.
Terrible.
Ain't nothing left in the tank. Listen, I want to talk about one thing before y'all go to NFL. Can we talk about Odell Beckham talking to old boy, and he's like, man, you don't want my jersey, keep a Cooper Kupp jersey, whatever he said.
Oh my God, he told him that.
He told him what?
He asked, Odell was trying to swap jerseys with him, said, no, you don't want my jersey. Go, what is his name?
Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams said, no, you don't want my jersey. You chose to go out there with them with Cooper Kupp. Get his damn jersey. Don't switch jerseys with me. Devontae don't play, dude. Said, no, you switch jerseys with him.
He said, you switch jerseys with him, player.
Yeah, I'm not getting you mine. See you. You wouldn't want to be you. But we out of here.
I like that. But anyway, hey, man, it's time to slide down. Dino's back in Yabba do this thing, man, on this Monday, man. Magnificent Monday on the Chop Shop again. We're going to ask you guys one more time to share the show on your way out the door. Thanks to everybody for hanging in with us all the way on through. Hey, man, great week. We had so much to talk about. Of course, we've been with you guys since Wednesday. We'll try to catch back up on tomorrow. But meanwhile, once again, share that show on the way out the door. That helps us so much. Thanks to everybody. Chris Walker, Robert Haller, the hater, and Hatter. That's that we have right there. 3 the hard way. Back. See you in 22 hours. Peace. We up out of here.
I see y'all, man.
Bye, man. This man, that crazy. What's up wrong with you, man?
Jim Hicks. Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop.